Zayed Road until 9 p.m. today and until tomorrow po, we'll be here from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. At sa mga pupunta dito, ngayon at bukas, maaari po kayong manalo sa ating grand prize, di ba? Sa ating mga question and answer. Tomorrow ng
airline ticket.
Airline ticket. Dubai, Manila, Dubai.
Yes.
Hatid yan sa inyo ng Philippine Airline, our airline partner.
All right. And for the second question, give us one high rental income location within Manila. Ito yung mga center of activities na location within Metro Manila. Lugar po sa Metro Manila.
Lugar sa Manila.
Yes, sir.
Ayan, sir.
Cubao?
Yes.
Yes.
Of course. Cubao is...
Yan ay nasa Manila. Nandyan ang mga bus station, di ba? Bakit nga naman hindi siya?
Thank you. Congratulations po.
Again, ano pang question mo dyan, Rain?
Okay, third question. Real Estate 101, sabi nga ni
Miss
Dr. Karen.
Karen,
So ano ba ang tawag sa properties tulad ng bahay, house and lot, yung pahiga?
Okay. Punta dito.
Punta mo dito sa harap po.
Diba? Kasi
Ayan.
pag hindi po nagpunta dito, hindi mananalo. Ano
Okay.
pa sagot? Tingin kayo sa camera kasi para makita kayo sa Facebook.
Horizontal.
Horizontal! Ang
Okay,
galing.
congratulations. Ito po ang
Diba?
inyong stub. Alright, for the fourth question, pabilisan lang to, no? Kung yun ay, kung ang mga bahay, house and lot ay horizontal.
Ano naman ang tawag sa condominium?
So, ay, ito, masuki.
Mga suki.
Vertical.
Vertical. Oh, ayan.
Para sa mga suking
Diba?
tindahan. Congratulations. And last question.
Yes.
Name one of the developers who was part of the panel session. Hinahanap-hanap ka, Manila. Name one of the developers na nandito.
Ayala Land.
Ayala Land.
Ayala.
Congratulations.
Ay, Miss, ito
Miss,
po.
ayan.
Maraming salamat
Congratulations po. Okay.
Alright, so before tayo mag-proceed sa ating session,
We are
binabati lang po
inviting
din-
everyone to visit the booth of New Perspective Marketing
International to get more about the newest value for money real estate marketplace, ang remata.com. Nandiyan po makikita niyo ang mga foreclosed properties na maaari nyo mabili ng murang halaga at maaari din po kayong matulungan o ma-assess na idaan siya sa loan, 'di ba? Para mahulugan niyo po ang inyong mga property na napupusuan niyo. We also have learn about more the latest mobile app, ang PisoPal, a
Yes.
personal savings and investment app specifically made for beginners in investment para sa inyo. Alam ko po, napakahirap. Ang pinakamahirap po sa pag-save at pag-invest ay magsimula. Tama po? 'Di ba? So, with this, aalalayan po kayo at gagabayan ng PisoPal. So, visit lang po sa New Perspective
Resurrection to give clarity on real estate as an investment through her presentation titled, Is Real Estate a Solid Investment in the Philippines?
Palakpakan naman po natin. Thank you.
Good afternoon, dear kababayans. Today, I'm excited to share with you some insights and updates from the real estate industry from one of the leaders in the real estate industry, Federal Land. Okay, especially during these trying times. Of course, before tayo mag-invest ng hard-earned money, mainam na malaman muna natin kung ano yung, what is real estate investing all about. So, yun ang topic natin for today. Solid ba mag-invest sa Philippines? So, you may have heard that prices have been shooting up in the market in the Philippines from commodities such as rice and sugar, gas, diesel, just like everywhere else in the world. Pero pag tumataas ang mga presyo ng mga bilihin, pati yung property values tumataas. So, that gives us a good opportunity to really start investing in real estate. So if you invest in real estate, you may think na mas susceptible tayo sa high interest rates because tumataas yung mga interest rates. Pero wag natin kalimutan na kahit tumataas yung interest rates, nababawi naman yan kasi tumataas rin naman yung capital value ng mga investment natin or yung mga rental, di ba? So let me I'm sorry, I'm clicking the wrong, I'm clicking my laptop. Okay. So, number one reason why the Philippines remains an investment hotspot. Number one is its strategic location. We are in the hub of the ASEAN region, and we are in a good location. We are a great trading hub. We have seaports all over our archipelago. And then aside from that, even then, we have a lot more areas that are being developed in the Philippines. So developers are continuing to build residential developments, offices, commercial, and even resorts outside Metro Manila, including the fringes of Metro Manila, like Cavite, Laguna, Bulacan, Pampanga. Number two, consistent economic growth. Given the pandemic, we can say that the Philippines is doing well compared to other countries. Despite the global economic growth, the economic crisis, we have still achieved economic growth following the relaxation of the COVID-19 restrictions, the vaccination program of the government and private sectors. And in fact, according to several global experts, the Philippines remains the strongest growing economy in the ASEAN 5. As you can see, we are actually currently now already at 7.4%. So if you look at the graph here, look at the bottom of the V there, encircled in red. That is us in 2022. So if you can see the previous years before, our dear kababayans, your remittances are driving the economy of our country. Do you know that we are the third highest remittance? We are the country with the third highest remittance in the world. And that is because out of every 10 Filipino families, about 8 families have a family member that is working abroad. And look at this bar here on the right. The third from the right is 2020, and that is the start of the pandemic. Before that, 2019, you can see just a very small decline from when the pandemic happened in 2020. When practically the entire world grounded to a stop because of the COVID-19 pandemic, yung mga kababayan natin, walang hinto, nagpapadala pa rin sa mga pamilya nila. So, konting dip lang siya in 2020, and then you can see the second from the right, umakyat na naman siya already in 2021. And again, in 2022, just in the first 8 months of 2022, our remittances has been already $23.3 billion and is expected to rise to 4% in 2022. So it's really because of you, our dear OFWs, who we have to thank. You're truly our economic heroes. So in behalf of the whole Philippines, I would like to thank all our kababayans for their contribution. So I'm sure alam nyo how high the exchange rate is now for the US dollar or for the dirham to Philippine peso. It's gone up to almost 60 pesos to the dollar and 16 pesos to the dirham. And it continues to rise. And for foreign currency earners like yourself, this is a good opportunity to take advantage of since mas mataas ang purchasing power ng US dollar sa Pilipinas, mas kakayanin or mas mura lalabas kung bibili tayo ngayon ng real estate. So, dahil po, mas magandang tumataas din yung presyo ng property. So, mas magandang maglagay ng pera natin sa property kasi sigurado tayong aakyat kesa naman iiwan natin sa bangko na alam naman natin ang hina ng kita sa bangko ngayon, di ba? So third, we have more new public infrastructure projects in Metro Manila. Of course, you know that a country's economy grows when we see developments such as roads, bridges, railway systems. It attracts more multinational investors. So definitely, this is good for the Philippines. And one of the key drivers of growth is the Build, Build, Build project of the government. Now there are more areas connected with bridges and connectors and even new airports. One of the biggest projects right now going on in Metro Manila is the mega subway system, which traverses 5 cities From the south, you see the Ninoy Aquino International Airport, all the way to North Avenue and even Mindanao Avenue in Quezon City. So these areas that the stations are located in will have very good value appreciation because of the easier accessibility. So as I mentioned earlier, a few minutes ago, one of our projects that I wanted to mention is Sienna Towers in Marikina City. We will have, it will be very accessible to the Mega Manila subway station in Katipunan, Quezon City. Aside from Sienna, we also have in Ortigas. There will be two stations. There will be two stations there, the Ortigas North and Ortigas South Station, right in the vicinity of our project, the Grand Midori. 50% sold already on our third tower, which we just launched last year, and we will be launching our fourth tower by next year. So, like I said, the Seasons Residences is an award-winning project. No? Last year, we won Best in High-Rise Residential Building in the Philippines at the Asia Pacific Property Awards. And then just a few weeks ago, TSR won Best Luxury Condo Development in Metro Manila and Best Condo Development in the Philippines at the Property Guru Philippines Property Awards. Thank you. And this prestigious recognition qualifies us now to represent the Philippines for the Best in Asia title at the Property Guru Asia Property Award Grand Finals in Bangkok, Thailand next month. Okay, so like I mentioned, we have the Mitsukoshi Mall right downstairs. The podium of these four towers will be the Mitsukoshi Mall, and people are really looking forward to the opening, especially of the grocery. So in terms of connectivity, apart from the major telco players that we all know, we have PLDT, we have Smart, we have Globe, we also have new players coming in, such as Delnet, Dito, Bell, and soon we will have even the satellite-based Starlink of Elon Musk. And so this will definitely provide more channels to connect to people. Number 4, we have a very robust demand in Philippine real estate market. We may have experienced a decline in demand in 2020 and early 2021. However, in quarter 4, 2021, and continuously up to now, there was a significant shift. So now that we have face-to-face work and classes resuming, we have received a lot of new inquiries for real estate projects near offices and schools. And like I mentioned earlier, we have other industries that are also growing, such as BPO, logistics, fintech, and all that, that are increasing. We have seen an increasing demand for residential projects from these companies. So one of these is Quantum Residences, which is very near the University Belt, like I mentioned earlier. So during the height of the pandemic until now, the BPO or outsourcing sector has really grown into a very big industry. And in fact, their annual industry revenue is now at 59 billion. So this year, This year, sales of newly launched condominium projects has increased as compared to 2021. So if you can see around the middle there, the very top, those are maybe the heyday, especially when the POGO's demand was very strong in 2018 and 2019. And you know, we were really 1,000 units launched and 15,000 take-up versus just 13,000 the year before. So number 5, we have high property appreciation and rental yield. They're actually percent. So ano ba ang rental yield na yan? The rental yield simply tells you how much ang ma-expect mong kitain bawat taon and how to compute for that. So yung total rent na makukuha natin sa isang taon i-divide natin ito by how much the property cost. So for example, you rent your unit for 50,000 a month. So you multiply that by 12 months, so your expected rental revenue is 600,000. Tapos i-divide mo yan by the purchase price. So for example, you bought it for 10 million. So total rental income of 600,000 divided by purchase price of 10 million, that's 6%. So that is your annual rental yield, 6%. So pre-pandemic, some of the CBDs like Makati, BGC, Bay Area, they reported about a 7 to 9% yield in residential long-term leasing. So medyo hindi pa umaakyat to that pre-pandemic level. We're still at about, projected at about 6% right now. But with inflation, pati property prices tataas, pati rental rates tataas. So we expect that yield to go back to 7 to 9% by 2024. And dahil bumabalik na ang mga workers sa kanilang offices at nagre-rent na din ng mga condominium, tumataas na rin ang rental rate sa condominium properties sa Metro Manila. It's not as fast as pre-pandemic, but at least it's going up. So there's a rental increase in quarter 3 of 2022 by about 0.4%, and the projected annual rent increase from 2022 to 2024 of about 1.9%. And despite the pandemic, real estate land values in the key cities of Metro Manila like Makati, BGC, Manila Bay Area, and Ortigas Center have increased by 2% on average. So it shows the resilience of property appreciation in the business hubs. Number 6, new townships with flexible payment terms. So like I mentioned to most of you who were here earlier, before you would have to save for so many years in order to be able to afford to pay the 20% lump sum down payment. But because of the more flexible payment terms now, even tomorrow, as long as you can have the monthly amortization and you're able to pay that every month, then you will be able to purchase a property. Don't worry about having to save enough for a down payment. And by the time you're done with the monthly amortization, you will now be ready to be financed. No? The bank will now be ready to give you a loan. So some of the townships that we have include the New York inspired Grand Central Park in BGC in Taguig. We have the Metro Park in the Macapagal Bay area in Pasay City. We have the Tropicana Garden City in Marikina and the suburban Florida Sun Estates in Cavite, as well as the hilltop community of Marco Polo Residences in Cebu. Number 7, the Philippines is the perfect place to live, work, and play. So environment for especially the retirees, no? We have the lower cost of living, business opportunities, quality healthcare and education, access to travel destinations, and a safe and convenient, friendly environment. And another vital factor is our people and our culture. Investing in the Philippines, especially for foreign nationals, will be very easy because first of all, we have an English-speaking community. We are intelligent and highly skilled. We are hospitable and have a positive attitude. And we are highly resilient and hardworking. So like I mentioned, no, we have a low cost of living compared to other countries. We're number 50 globally this year in the cost of living. So that means that foreign currency purchasing power is higher and can easily support a more comfortable lifestyle that may not be easily enjoyed in other countries. And buying luxury real estate in the Philippines is actually, if you look here on the extreme right, that is our project. That's our joint venture with SMDC called the Estate Makati. And currently, it is the most expensive condominium in the Philippines. It costs, so if you compare that with, it's not 8,000 US dollars, it's about 100 million pesos. But if you compare that with the other expensive properties all over the world, just for example, I think this is per square meter, yes. So just for example, the one at Palm Jumeirah here in Dubai is double the price of the estate Makati. And look at Hong Kong, all the way 193,000 Mount Nicholson. So the most expensive property in the Philippines is not even half as expensive as the regular high-end luxury properties in any other first world country. So it is still really a very good investment option. And number 10 is it's the best retirement destination. For reasons I mentioned earlier, for 50 years, in fact, we're celebrating our year, and it's one of the fastest growing real estate developers in the country. So for those that are not familiar with us, we are actually a subsidiary of GT Capital Holdings, one of the largest business conglomerates in the country, with a market capitalization of $3.5 billion US dollars. And not only is federal land, we're also very prominent in banking. I'm sure you're familiar with Metrobank. So we have Metrobank and PS Bank. In automotive, we have Toyota Motors Philippines and Lexus Philippines. In Southeast Asia, that carries the Grand Hyatt brand. So, like I mentioned earlier about the Seasons Residences, because of the success of that project with our joint venture company, Nomura Real Estate, we have gone a step further and formed a joint venture company with them. So we have just launched a new joint venture company. It's called FNG, or Federal Nomura Realty, Federal Land NRE Global Incorporated. And we have several smart cities. And third, we have world-class quality designs with valued international partners. So the one you're seeing on the right is the Grand Hyatt Residences in Manila and Hotel. We actually partnered with Arup in designing the project. And one of their projects is Dubai International Airport Terminal 3, the world's largest terminal building. And then next to that is the Seasons Residences. We have partnered with Japanese experts, Niken Group, which has an office here in Dubai, and one of their projects is Dubai Maritime City Landmark Tower. And then beside that, we have the Grand Midori Ortigas, designed by world-renowned Japanese architecture firm Tange Associates. And lastly, on the rightmost is the ultra-luxury pre-selling condominium property, the Estate Makati in Ayala Avenue. We partnered with world-renowned architecture firm Foster and Partners. You may not have heard of them, but I'm sure you're familiar with the HSBC headquarters in Hong Kong that was designed by Sir Norman Foster, as well as the Gherkin building in London. And here as well in Dubai is Alif, the mobility pavilion in Dubai. So of course, federal land projects have increased in value significantly since launch, particularly in the BGC, Taguig, and Macapagal Bay area, Pasay, by 102 and 230% respectively. So that really tells you, all of these projects, you can see there, the launch price, for example, in BGC was 200,000 per square meter in 2017, and currently going for 404,000 per square meter now. So just to let you know, we have some pre-selling projects that we are featuring here in our booth, so please come visit. Like I mentioned earlier, we have the Grand Midori in Ortigas. We have the Quantum Residences in Pasay. So here, there. So just here's a sample computation where you don't have to pay a down payment for a unit. So for example, you have a 5.38 million unit here. You don't have to pay a down payment. You just pay 31,000 a month up to May 2025, for example. And then the 80% you can loan from the bank, and then you can get a term of 10 years, 15 years, even 20 years from the bank. There, okay. So we also have lease-to-own payment terms, and depending on what you prefer, no? Some of these are here. For example, you can just pay 10% over 15 months, and the rest, the 90%, you can finance from the bank, or you can stretch that to 30% over 30 months, and the 70% balance, you can finance from the bank as well. Okay, so if you would like to know more about our project, you can visit our website at federalland.ph, and we have several virtual tours there. You just choose the project. Sorry, I'm not being... And you can, it's like I'm sure you've seen all the 360 virtual tours already. So come and visit our website. So you don't even have to go to our model unit. You can enjoy looking at our showroom from the comfort of your, here's an example. From the comfort of your home, and just you can manipulate where you want to earn as much as 2% referral fee. So thank you very much for your time. I hope I was able to impart a little bit of insight. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Gita, for that very substantive presentation. And of course, visit the booth of Federal Land and learn more about their projects. Ayan. All right, so before we proceed to the next session, let's do another Q&A game.
All right, ready na ba kayong manalo? Diba? Ano ba pwede mapanalunan? Bukas sa mga TFT merch, bags ng TFT, merong rice cooker, tama ka dyan, ate. May rice cooker, may plancha, at kung ano-ano pang gamit sa bahay,
May
diba?
gold!
May gold!
Yes,
Oh,
meron
diba?
perfumes, wallets, dinnerware, and of course, meron din tayong ipapamigay bukas. Ang ating grand prize, which is Philippine Airlines round-trip ticket, Dubai, Manila, Dubai.
Yes, that's right. Kaya
Alright.
naman, ano ba ang question mo dyan ngayon?
Okay, so first one again to come on stage at sagutin ang sagutin ang question ang mananalo. Ang hirap na. Okay, so winners can claim their prize sa TFT booth. First question, and this is more about our topic with Gita earlier. Ano ang pangalan ng developer na kasama natin sa presentation? Top 10 reasons to invest in the Philippines.
Ayan, yes,
Alright.
kuya.
Federal Land.
Congratulations,
Congratulations.
Federal
Ikaw ay
Land.
nanalo.
Visit their booth po for more information. Ayan.
Sorry, wait
Okay,
lang.
next question. Ato, A, B, or C na lang to, no? Anong rank natin sa remittance around the world by Federal Land? Name one of the one location of townships of Federal Land.
Ayan, sige, punta po dito.
Here po, come regular people.
Oh, Marco Polo.
Cebu is correct. Okay, and last question.
Palakpakan naman natin ang mga nanalo.
All right,
diba?
now, we are live on Facebook, on PPIE website, on YouTube. Tomorrow, nandito po tayo again, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. And also, this is a free exhibition, so you can just come here, tag your friends para sila ay makapag-free registration. A lot is
Yes.
happening. Meron pa tayo a couple
Matutong
of
Yes.
a lot is happening. Meron pa tayo a couple
Matutunan
of
libre,
sessions.
matutunan
Sessions
na may mga
this
premyo,
day.
di ba?
Yes, correct. And for the fifth question, ilang years na ang Federal Land? Ilang years na po ang Federal Land? Ilang years? Come here.
Ay, sino
Ilang
pa?
years na po ang Federal Land?
Nako.
Ilang years?
Sino pa? Sino po?
Eh,
Sino po?
Ilan
No, I'm so sorry.
Ilan years na po?
Sino po? Sino nahihiya?
Years na po?
Sino po? Sino nahihiya?
50?
50 years.
It is correct.
Yeah.
Alright. Ano
Alright,
ba?
congratulations
Okay
po
lang,
sa
okay lang.
ating
Lumapit
winners.
ako eh.
Maraming
50 years.
salamat po. Again, for those who got their stub, pwede nyo pong makuha yung premyo nyo. There's a designated or equivalent prize for those stubs
Yes.
dun sa ating the Filipino Times booth
So
sa labas.
present those stubs at the Filipino Times booth at the registration area for the surprise prize that you can
Bring home with
bring
you.
home. So I'm not sure, kahit ako, baka gold na ito.
Diba? Baka gold na panulunan mo.
Yes.
But before that, we are inviting everyone to visit the booth of New Perspective New Perspective Marketing International Incorporated to get to know more about the newest value for money real estate marketplace, ang remata.com.ph, kung saan maaari kayo makabili ng mga foreclosed properties or at yung foreclosed properties na yan that you might be interested in, ay maaari mo pang i-loan sa bangko, di ba? And of course, learn more about the latest mobile app, ang Pisopal, a personal savings and investment app specially made for beginners in investment.
Yes, and we also want to thank our gold sponsor, RLC Residences, our silver sponsors, Greenfield Development Corporation, Ayala Land, Double Dragon, and Federal Land, our participating exhibitors. We have Santa Lucia, Houseland Development Corporation, DMCI, BPI, Remata, and Pisopal.
Our official airline, we have Philippine Airlines, our official media partner, of course, the Filipino Times. And now to continue with our series of discussion, of course, that I will be moderating, Rain.
Yes.
Diba? Sino ba makakasama natin sa ating session ngayon?
Alright. So, parang nawala na yung nawala na yung script ko.
Alright. So, ako na ang mag-i-introduce sa aking makakasama sa ating session. So now to give a possible answer to that question, Rain, na sabi mo, ano nga ba ang topic natin? Ang topic natin ay, for those who are first-timer here in PPIE, maraming sa inyo nagtatanong, magkano nga ba? How much do I need, diba, to invest or to start investing in properties? So ngayon malalaman nyo na kung magkano sa ating session na yan. Now to give a possible answer to that question, we will be having our next panel discussion that will be moderated by myself. So sino makakasama natin while I...
So, joining Vince on stage, let us welcome sales specialist of Double Dragon Properties Corporation, Janice Orinal, Chief Executive Officer of Santa Lucia, Ms. Lizelle Magpok, to discuss the different options for your property investment, bahay, lupa, condo, or condotel.
Alright. Maraming salamat, Rain. At nandito na po tayo. I think a lot of us, they really find this interesting kasi, di ba, nakakarinig tayo na medyo mahal yata mag-invest on property, di ba? Kasi ang naririnig lang natin, millions of peso, di ba? But if we try to parang slice natin dun sa bite size na kaya natin i-digest, di ba? Pakita natin na karamihan sa atin, afford naman pala talaga na makapag-invest on property, right? So, ang mahiwagang tanong, meron bang property akong mabibili or that I can start sa aking real estate journey investment sa halagang 500 dirham? Any of you could answer.
With good afternoon, everyone. Of course, with Santa Lucia, we assure you that as low as 500 dirhams, there is a property that you can invest on. Santa Lucia kasi is not only into condominium.
Friends na titirhan ko, di ba? Not necessary na my house and lot. Sa'yo, sa inyo, with your property developers, ano yung option that we're looking at when it comes to 500 dirham budget?
All right. So with the Double Dragon, we also have other mga residential properties such as socialized housing, kung saan yung pasok yung budget mo. But right now, we are highlighting owning a condotel. So owning a condotel will also give you a recurring income. So income-generating investment siya. So if your budget is 500 dirhams, there are still many ways for you to be able to purchase that type of property, such as having partnerships with your friends, 'di ba? You could co-own a condotel property such as Hotel 101, and you get to own that property together with your friends.
Sige, parang parehas ko narinig sa inyo yung concept of condotel, di ba? Paano ba kumikita sa isang condotel, di ba? So, alam na natin na pasok sa budget ko ang 500 dirham. Or, sige, before natin i-discuss, I think, paano kumikita, di ba? So, parang, tama ba? If you could help me out define, sige, on what is condotel, Maricar?
So, condotel is like a combination of owning a condominium at saka hotel. So what's nice about it is if you invest in a condotel, like any other condominium, you also get a condominium certificate of title. So titulado siya, you own it, you can mortgage your unit, you can loan it. So with that alone, ano ba ang ibig sabihin ng isang hotel? Join the webinar, a hotel is like any, I mean, everybody knows what a hotel is.
At that's
di ba?
isang hotel tayo ngayon, di
Oo,
ba?
we're still in a hotel. So it's an establishment that's being operated for guests to check in, for accommodations. So if you buy a condo, it's going to be operated as a hotel, and you as an investor gets to earn from the occupations dito sa
Sa
hotel.
concept. Lizelle, with your properties na condotel, paano kikita ang isang investor?
Basically, just to give everyone an idea, condotel, it's still a condominium, but we lease back, okay? The units or the condominium, we lease back it from you, and then we operate it as a hotel. What's good about a condotel is that even if your particular unit is not rented out or leased out or used as a hotel in the 30 days, you have a prorated income of the property. So basically, it is prorated based on the number of square meters that you purchase. So everybody gets a piece of the income.
Regardless, kung may
Regardless,
tumira dun sa bahay mo.
yes.
Which is very, very good kasi minsan kadalasan, for us here OFW, ang una natin pinoproblema, okay, sige, decided na ako to have my passive income through rentals, but I don't have someone in the Philippines,
Yes.
diba, to assist me when it comes to my property management. And I think this is really a good option.
Residential developments outside Metro Manila. We are not into the socialized house and lot. That's why we don't have a house and lot at 500 dirhams. But we have a lot at 500 dirhams. One of which is in Tagaytay. We have in Davao also. So there are several provinces where they can choose, invest in a lot first. There are so many Filipinos who, of course, every Filipino's dream is to own a house and lot. That's why when they left the Philippines to work abroad, the very first thing that they wanted to invest on is to own a house and lot. However, there are some restrictions, of course, because of their income. So we make it affordable, and we can still help you achieve that dream of owning a home by starting with a lot.
Sorry, follow-up question lang. You mentioned starting with a lot.
Yes.
Say, for example, nag-decide ako, say, today, I decided, I went to your booth. Or, Lizelle, my budget now is only for lot.
Yes.
But, may inaabangan akong promotion next year. And I think I might be able to top up with on top of the 500. Pwede bang para mag-upgrade to a house para magta-top up ako with my existing property?
Sorry, with Santa Lucia, if it's a lot, you start with a lot. No, the only top up that you can do is if you want a bigger lot eventually. But what's nice with starting with a lot is it's more affordable. Can you just imagine, if you start with a house and lot first, syempre medyo mas mataas na talaga yung down payments mo, di ba? Because magkano ba ang house and lot ngayon? Since it's not socialized, at least nasa mga 3 million yon. But if it's just a lot, we have lots that is as low as 1 million pesos. And then the down payment is 500 dirhams per month.
Wow.
So once you have fully paid for the lot, you can go to the bank, i-loan mo siya, use the title as a collateral, and then start building your home.
That's a good advice. And you were talking about, a lot of parang option outside Metro Manila. And of course, si Double Dragon, meron sila kayong mga condotel din outside Manila, di ba? Ano yung mga location that you have right now?
Currently, yung location natin, meron na tayong isang operational, which is Hotel 101 Manila. We also have Hotel 101 Fort, which is already sold out. Happily, we're sold out. We also have right now, we have an available inventory in Hotel 101 Davao and Cebu Mactan Airport. So these locations are really good and very conducive for mga for condotels kasi maraming mga travelers.
But alam naman natin na minsan yung first thing na pumapasok sa utak ng mga ng Filipinos when it comes to provincial places, malapit ba sa beach? Meron pa tayong mga properties na ino-offer na it could be a bit more touristy, di ba? For you, Lizelle.
If it's condominium or condotel, we have in Cebu. It's Artera. It's in Mactan. It's at the tip of Punta Engaño. And then we also have residential subdivisions that are fronting the sea or with sea views. Yanara in Batangas and South Coast in Batangas. So, in Davao, you know that Davao is a beach place. So, wherever it is in Davao City, you're just 10-15 minutes away from the beach.
Wow, that's parang amazing yan, di ba? Meron kang option ng vertical and horizontal na touristy. Maricar, sa inyo, meron ba kayong tinatayong mga condo na? Di ba? Parang ang sarap din, di ba, na idea na, okay, sige, meron ako magagamit na few days free because I have a condotel on this tourist destination. Meron ba kayong ganon?
Yes, meron kaming ganyang concept. Like for example, I want to share with Hotel 101 Cebu Mactan Airport. It's just like 15 minutes away from all the other beaches. Same with Davao naman. And what's nice about the concept with Hotel 101 is if you purchase Hotel 101, you're not only limited to using the facilities of the hotel where you bought. So kung bumili ka ng Hotel 101 Cebu, if you want to go to the Philippines, babalik kayo. Gusto nyo mag-travel, gusto nyo pumunta sa Manila, you want to go to Davao. And we also have upcoming Hotel 101 in Boracay, Palawan, Bohol, and wherever it is in the Philippines, and also one in Japan very soon. Your vouchers, you could also use that. So imagine owning one property, but
And
you could also
use
use
the whole
it.
network.
Yes.
That's really nice kasi nga magamit mo naman siya since palaki na din ng palaki yung network nyo, no?
True.
That's nakakatuwa na start somewhere, pili ka, tingin mo, okay, sige, eto, parang I like that idea na sige, baka pwede akong pumili na mag-invest ako sa business district kasi baka mas malaki yung profit sharing ko dyan in the end. But at the same time, I get to use it, yung vouchers, to outside Manila. My question now is that, okay, meron pala akong budget, meron pala magkakasyang budget sa akin na 500 dirham, or there are a lot of options for me na mga, tawag dito, tourist destination, di ba, na I get to have that near the beach, enjoy that different type of amenities, then, di ba, minsan meron din kayo mga ina-offer for para mga subdivision na kung tawagin natin, di ba, you have your parang full amenity development na yan, di ba? But is it, you mentioned a lot of Cebu and Davao. Are there any other key cities that you would say na okay din dyan mag-invest regardless kahit hindi ka tiga dyan,
Yes.
di ba? As for investment. Lizelle, what do you recommend?
Yeah, basically, investment kasi, no, this is one common notion of Filipinos that if I am from Cebu, I have to invest in Cebu only. I have been with the real estate industry for 30 years now, and I'd like to say that that thinking should be changed, you know. Investment is where you can afford. Because if you will wait for the time that you will be able to afford a Cebu property because you're from Cebu, that time may not come because every year property increases. Like, if you are, like we have properties in Iloilo, Puerto Princesa, Davao, Iloilo, Baguio, General Santos. We've been selling these properties abroad too because we have offices abroad. And I'm very proud to say that most of the buyers of these cities are not even from these cities. Example, when we sold Artera in Cebu, most of the buyers are not from Cebu. So probably it's just 1% who are from Cebu. But because they can, that's the property that they can afford. So they invested in Cebu.
And also, who wouldn't want to spend a weekend in Cebu? Give a heads up dun sa mga gusto mag-invest. We also have to discuss, parang in full details, dun sa property developer na kausap natin or sa representative na kausap natin on paano yung after down payment. Diba? Is it still 500 dirham? Baka mamaya hindi ko na afford. So, paano ba, paano yung process ba sa inyo on pag nag-approach ako na sabihin ko, Lizelle, medyo meron akong a little extra lang dito, but I don't think makakapaglabas ako on top of that. O parang, paano nyo ba yung customer journey, kumbaga?
Basically, that's one thing we are very proud of in Santa Lucia. We have very flexible payment terms. So it really depends on the capacity of the clients. They can do an outright payment so that they can have lower down payments and lower monthly amortizations. Or if they don't have for the outright amount, they can just do the down payment for several years. And what we also do is if most of our subdivision lots, we offer in-house financing. And our in-house financing is very reasonable. And they can pay it up to 10 years. In fact, there are some developments of ours that even for the first 2 years, we waive the interest.
Wow.
So we really make sure that it is very affordable for the Filipinos because we are partners of the Filipinos in making their dreams come true of owning or building their home.
Nakakatawa naman yan. And of course, for Double Dragon, you mentioned that you have other developments, but you're really pushing for the condotel concept, which is, again, it is something na very, very convenient nga, di ba? So ano bang advice mo, Maricar? What are the properties na pwede nilang pag-investan with Double Dragon?
All right. So we have available mga properties such as ones in Iloilo. We also have DD Happy Homes in Leyte. But if gusto nyo naman ng residential property in the Metro Manila, we also have Sky Suites. And if you have children who are looking into going into schools, we also have WH staff, which is very close to the schools as well. So with Condotel naman, I also wanted to share that there are so many ways to help you pay for the bank loan, like your question earlier. So of course, medyo mabigat when it comes to investing a Condotel because it is an income-generating investment. But what's nice about it is, by the time you are already paying for the bank loan, yung income na natatanggap nyo from the occupancy rate sa hotel, it can help you pay your monthly amortization sa bank. So basically, this is business. You're only paying the down payment, but once the hotel is already operational, that will help you pay for the bank loan without spending any money from your pocket.
That's a good advice. I think you really have to calculate all incomes, diba? Really good at math, but it's an easy computation, and definitely yung property consultant ng inyong property developer will also be able to help you out kung paano nyo mafa-finance. And a lot of them are not stuck with just one bank partner. Bibigyan kayo ng option, and sinabi nga ni Lizelle, even Santa Lucia have their own in-house, diba, financing. So I don't think meron pa tayong excuse dito for not to invest, diba? Especially those who are watching us right now on Facebook. Again, we're still here. You may visit the booths of our exhibitors. We have Double Dragon here. We have Santa Lucia here. We're going to be here until tomorrow. That's 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. And you'll get to have the chance to win even an airline ticket. Dubai, Manila, Dubai. Kaya ano pang hinihintay nyo? Pumunta na. Any last message for those who would like to invest na feeling nila tight ang budget? Lizelle.
In Santa Lucia, we can offer you almost 300 choices of properties depending on your budget. We can explain to you every property, every type of property, and we can help you decide which property is good for you. In Santa Lucia, we make sure that we want you to finish your real estate purchase. We want you to make sure na may pinuntahan yung pinagtrabahuhan mo. No? I've seen several Filipinos all over the world. Lahat ng ibinabayad nila dyan, pinaghirapan nila yan. And that's why we want to make sure that our terms for all these properties are very affordable. Please invest on things, on assets that earn. Okay? It's a good investment when it earns. Example, a typical subdivision lot of Santa Lucia, over the years, every year at least 10% interest. If you are making 10% at least, in 5 years, that's 50% of your investment already returned to you. We have a client here in Dubai. I just wanted to share this, okay? We have a client in Dubai who bought from Santa Lucia a residential subdivision in San Jose del Monte. When we started here in Dubai, that was 2012. He bought the property in San Jose del Monte for 8,000 pesos only. Today, he always comes back to the office asking for pre-selling projects because the property that he bought. There is also a client 2 years ago who kept on coming to the office. When the pandemic happened, he came back to the office and asked, magkano na yung property? When we told him how much the property is already, he was shocked because he was thinking that because of the pandemic, the property prices will go down. That's one thing that we should be very proud of. The properties in the Philippines does not go down. If yung mga foreigners are buying in the Philippines, what more tayo na tayo yung Pilipino? So I think it is bright that we invest in our own invest in the Philippines, and we will make sure that Santa Lucia has something for you that you can afford. And then I hope you can visit our booth. And then if one thing about Santa Lucia is that we have an office at the Reef Mall. We've been here for 10 years. So we will make sure that any concerns that you have, we will help you all throughout.
Yes, kung nakilala niyo si Miguel, na parating nandun sa Reef Mall, diba? Every time na dadaan din ako dyan sa Reef Mall, I saw Miguel and I immediately remind myself, kailan ako mag-i-invest sa property. Diba? So, again, naman, kay Maricar, what's your parang last message? Ay, sorry. Sorry. Last message for viewers natin na looking for an investment na kikita at talagang eventually something that will help them out sa kanilang pagbayad din nung remaining value or mortgage ng property.
All right. I agree with everything Giselle said. Property in the Philippines never go down. And I also want to reiterate what the previous speakers said from our previous sessions, na know your purpose. Ano ba ang purpose of purchasing? Is it something na you want to live? Or is it something na gusto mong kumita buwan-buwan? Or para ma-assess mo before purchasing, make a decision before you purchase any property. So I suggest everyone who are here listening, please in here, not only with Double Dragon, the rest of the booth, and we have a lot of property specialists from Double Dragon who flew here just to be able to share our projects to each and everyone. And don't be afraid to ask questions because we will be happy to assist you, answer you.
For as low as 700 to 1,000 dirhams, pwede ka nang makabili ng iyong dream property sa Pilipinas. Okay lang naman magkape paminsan-minsan kasi nga naman, deserve. Pero ang konting pagtitiis, kapalit naman ay pagtupad sa pangarap mong matamis. Mas masarap nga namang magkape sa bahay na matatawag mong iyo. Kaya naman, magkita-kita tayo sa Philippine Property and Investments Exhibition na gaganapin sa November 5 and 6 sa Crowne Plaza, Dubai. Mag-register na sa www.ppie.ae. See you there!
The panelist. Okay, anong investment ang mararating ng 500 dirhams mo as discussed by the panelist? Ano po ang isa sa mga investments? Anyone? Yes.
Condotel.
Condotel, correct, correct. Okay, so, congratulations po. All right, so I just want to ask a personal question, from our audience. Magbigay ng isang bagay o mga bagay na kaya mo i-give up para mabuo ang savings na 500. Para ito ay maging startup mo para sa inyong investment. Maging ito ay condotel, condo, bahay, lupa, bahay at lupa. Anong kaya nyo po? Anyone? Ano pong kaya nyo pong i-give up sa halagang 500?
New iPhone.
Sa halagang 500, new iPhone. Oh my gosh. All right. Okay. I think more than, more than 500. Ayan. Okay. So let's not keep everyone waiting. Ayan. 2 questions lang tayo ngayon. But later on, I'll be asking more questions. All right. So before anything else, we're inviting everyone to visit the booth of New Perspective Marketing International to get to know more about the newest value for money real estate marketplace, remata.com.ph, and learn about the latest mobile app, Piso Pal, a personal savings and investment app specifically made for beginners in investment. Ayan. And of course, we also have limited I Love the Filipino Times car stickers at the Filipino Times booth near the registration area. And before we proceed to our next session, we would like to thank our sponsors and partners. We have our gold sponsor, RLC Residences, our silver sponsors, Greenfield Development Corporation, Ayala Land, Double Dragon Corporation, and of course, Federal Land. Our participating exhibitor, Santa Lucia Land, House Land Development Corp. Your partner, the Filipino Time. Investing in real estate in the Philippines is your next step in moving back home for good. Our next speaker will help you think through that decision. At this point, we have our representative from the Department of Trade and Industry, or DTI, our very own commercial attaché from the Philippines Trade and Investment Center, Ms. Charmaine Mignon Yalong. And of course, joining her on stage is my co-host, Bilang. Ayan, dito na lang po. You will be sitting na lang po doon para kita mo siya. Hi, Vince.
Ayan. Cham, okay, quick lang, before we present, I just wanna, like, sige, hindi makita.
Switch kay Ayan.
Alright. Sorry. Switch. Ayan. So, I wanna understand first, Cham, is it possible for OFW or is there any project sa DTI or other DTI that helps OFW to start their own business?
Well, at least for DTI, syempre dito while we are here in Dubai, we can only give advisory support for budding entrepreneurs. Pero when they go back to the Philippines or yung mga kamag-anak nila.
Okay, sige. You have a short presentation ba for us?
Yes, yeah.
Sige. So, what we'll do now, kasi maraming mga nagtatanong sa amin dito, like there are, ano daw ba yung mga steps and all that. So, I guess, let's do the presentation first, tapos we do a quick one-on-one question para masagot natin yung mga questions from the viewers. And we'll monitor din our online kasi may mga nagko-comment din online that probably be interested. Again, for those of you who are watching right now, and of course, for anyone here in the session, anyone who would be interested to start their own business, Cham here, our commercial attaché, will be helping out. Parang have the knowledge.
So, just to summarize the many programs of DTI and the government in general, we have summarized all the support into 7 M's. So, ano yung mga 7 M para sa suporta para sa mga gustong magnegosyo. So, first, this is all part of our program, which is Trabaho, Negosyo, Kabuhayan. Of course, in general, that's how we summarize the mandate of DTI. Gusto lang naman namin magbigay ng trabaho, tumulong sa negosyo, at of course, mag-improve ang kabuhayan. Okay? Sorry. Sako ba? So what is TNK? So we always say this is a convergence among government, private sector, academia, civil society organizations where we resolve to work in partnership to increase incomes by generating more jobs by promoting entrepreneurship. So we believe in DTI na the way for the Philippines to increase jobs and to have more income is really to promote entrepreneurship. Of course, as you know, sa Philippines, 99% of our businesses are MSMEs. So we really have to support our micro, small, and medium enterprises. So what guides us? Syempre, ang sustainability goals ng UN, goal number 8, decent work and economic growth. And of course, back home in the Philippines, what really also guides us, parang ito yung sa UAE Vision 2030 or sa Saudi Vision 2040. We also have our own ambition 2040. So that's the vision of the Philippines for the Filipinos. By 2040, of course, we want a prosperous middle-class society where no one is poor and our people will enjoy long and healthy lives. So when we are doing this presentation, we are always focusing on of course, syempre sana wala ng poverty. We have our daily budget for all our needs, no traffic. Pero what's most important, and we always say this, especially dito sa Middle East, 70% of those Filipinos who were surveyed, they want to go back home. And I'm sure lahat ng mga kababayan natin dito, or karamihan, would eventually want to go back home. So 70% said that. And of course, we want to have a good career in the future. But 47% of those who were surveyed, marami yan, siguro mga hundreds of thousands, they said that they want to be a boss. So at the end of the day, almost half of Filipinos, they wanted to go into business. So that's why we find it very important for us, sa DTI at sa government as a whole, to really promote and support all our aspiring entrepreneurs. So with that, we launch ang ating 7Ms. Can you click next, please? Ayan.